Welcome back to the Club Junkie Podcast. Hopefully, you're having a great week. It's another Thursday. We're flying. It's almost U.S. Open. It's almost June. It's just crazy how fast this year's going on or going by. So I need to play some more golf. It's getting by me. But let's get into today's episode. And before we do, let you know this episode is brought to you by Titleist and the Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls. How did you play your last time out? Whether you shot an all-time low or if it was a tough day on the course, you always want to do better the next time you tee it up. And outperforming yesterday starts with trusting your golf ball. Titleist Pro V1, Pro V1X, and Pro V1X Left Dash are the most technologically advanced in the game and the ultimate golf ball performance choice. They deliver exceptionally long distance, consistent flight, and unrivaled control. Pro V1 delivers low long game spin, mid-flight trajectory, maximum short game spin, and a soft feel. Compared to the Pro V1, the Pro V1X flies higher and has a little firmer feel to it. And the Pro V1X Left Dash is for players looking for flight similar to the Pro V1X, but with much lower full swing spin and a firmer feel. I'm a Pro V1X guy. That's my ball. High flight. Give me a little added spin. I love it. So outperform your best. Learn more about Pro V1, Pro V1X, and Pro V1X Left Dash at Titleist.com. So yeah, we got another week. It's crazy. This is just flying by. I thankfully over Memorial Day there. Got to play a lot of golf, thanks to my wife. I appreciate that. I played Thursday night in my league, played Friday, played Saturday. So it was a good weekend of golf, and honestly played awesome on Thursday. Played pretty well on Friday, hit the ball decent, and then Saturday kind of came crashing down to a back down to reality, and I was struggling. I was playing a couple good holes here, there, and bad holes there. It was just kind of up and down, but I'll get into that more later in the show. I know most people want me to just get into the review, so that's what we'll do today. And honestly, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people have been excited about, a lot of people have been waiting for, a lot of people have been asking me about what I knew, what I didn't know, whatever. And it's a piece that we saw on tour for a while, and now we finally have it in our hands, and you can pre-order them on Callaway's website, but it is the Paradym AI Smoke Triple Diamond Max driver. So the one that was a tour issue part only, and for a little while, and now we are all going to get the chance to get one in your bag if you want it. And it's a cool piece. I think Callaway did a nice job with this. It is basically slated to be right in between the Triple Diamond and the Max driver. So the Paradym AI Smoke, there's the Triple Diamond, there's the Max, and now there's the Triple Diamond Max. So this gives Callaway the first or their fifth driver in the line. So if there's not something for you in the Callaway line, I don't know if you should have a driver in the bag. They have something for literally everyone. There's probably a decent little bit amount of overlap, but it is definitely they've got a lot of options, which is really good. When you go into for a fitting, you've got a lot of different options, a lot of different stuff that you and your fitter can kind of talk about and look at and hit and see what works best for you. But this is, yes, the brand new one, and yeah, Triple Diamond Max. It is basically described by Callaway as it's a tour-developed model that blends the benefits of the Max construction and the workability and control of the Triple Diamond. And I'll start right out of the gate by saying looks. It looks really, really good. I think it when you set it down, I think it just one looks really good. Two, when you set it down next to a Triple Diamond or a Max head, you can definitely see that it's different. It's not just different markings on the bottom, whatever. It is definitely a different look. From the top, when you look down at a dress, definitely more compact than the Max head is. It's not as stretched from face to back. That part, I know some people, they say, the look of that driver, it's got a little kind of stretched out look to it because it goes a little further back, adding some forgiveness, adding some room for the sliding weight track back there. This one here has a little bit more proportional shape. It's a little more rounded in the back, which some people like. I think it looks really good. It's a little longer heel to toe than the Triple Diamond is, so kind of fits in between, and yes, not quite as big of a footprint as the Max, a little bit bigger than the Triple Diamond, and I think it has a really kind of comfortable size to it at a dress. I think they did a nice job there with not making it, for me, the Triple Diamond, sometimes you look down and it just looks kind of small, and you kind of fear, or at least for me, you kind of fear a little bit of, well, if I miss it, what happens? And then you go to the Max and you can kind of hit it anywhere, and it's going to be a good shot. And this one kind of blends the two, and I really like that. So great looking shape from a dress. I think they did a really nice job. Face-wise, definitely shallower than Triple Diamond. It is definitely shallower than that. It's a little bit more like the Max, a little longer heel to toe, shallower from top to bottom. And, when you set it down, especially next to the Triple Diamond, you can notice that the face on the Triple Diamond definitely a little bit taller there. And typically, deep face drivers like that typically are a lower spin, where drivers, like this, a little shallower or stretched out a little bit, typically add a little bit of forgiveness. And again, that's what this is trying to do. So face-wise, you can definitely see there. And then, out on the toe, the way it kind of flares out from face to the toe, there's a little more material there as well. And I think they're just pushing more perimeter weighting to add that forgiveness. And then on the sole, kind of looks like, if you didn't have a logo on the bottom, you just say it was Triple Diamond. 2 movable weights, a lightweight and a heavyweight. You can kind of move them front to back. And this one here is a little bit different. So in the Triple Diamond, you've got a 14-gram weight and a 2-gram weight. And when it ships from the factory, the 14's in the back, 2's in the front. The Triple Diamond Max, this one here, has got a 4-gram weight and a 10-gram weight. So it comes with 10 grams in the back right out of the gate. And the 4-gram up in the front. So you can switch that, move the 10-gram up front. Should take a little bit of spin off. You'll lose a little bit of forgiveness, but should take a little bit of spin off. Maybe lower that launch just a touch. But 2 movable weights, just like the Triple Diamond does. But this one, just a little different weighting. And I think it's that added weight of this one does add a little bit of stability from what I understand for having 2 heavier weights on there. I want to say that I read that somewhere, so don't chase me with a pitchfork if I'm wrong. And then, of course, same interchangeable hosel, all that, but same 360 degree carbon chassis, a little, metal kind of section in the back for threading in the weight. But overall, a really, really good look, and I think it looks really solid. I've got a 10.5 head that the boys at Callaway were generous enough to send me, and honestly, when it sits down, it sits really open. I mean, honestly, it sits... If you just let it sit there and you just set it on the ground, mine looks like it's a couple degrees open, which is actually pretty cool. You don't usually find the higher lofted, like 10.5 degree heads that sit really open. Usually they're pretty square. This one sits pretty darn open, which is really nice. And from a looks perspective, I really like it. I think they did a nice job. I've been a fan of Callaway, this Paradym AI Smoke. Callaway using kind of the carbon crown that matches up with the titanium AI Smart Face. I like that look. I know not everybody does. Some people like a more smoother transition between the two pieces. I'm okay with it. And for me, I like the bottom. I think it's really cool that every single one of them is different. None of them will be the same. I think that's kind of a cool thing. Some of them are a little bit lighter. Like my Triple Diamond is lighter than this Triple Diamond Max. This is similar to my Max in terms of color and how much white and blue and stuff that's in there. So a very cool design. Overall, I really like the looks. I thought they did a nice job. And then, I've been playing with this. I pretty much played with it all weekend. It pretty much got announced last week. This one showed up last week, and I took it out immediately. So I've played it for quite a few holes, more than 18. I think I might have played 36 with it. I had a couple drivers in the bag, so there were some swings here and there, but playing a few rounds. I've played quite a few holes with it. And I do have to say, I like it a lot. I think sound and feel is pretty good. Triple Diamond, I will give the slight edge to. The standard Triple Diamond, a little bit more muted, a little bit more lower pitch sound to it than the Triple Diamond Max. The Max is just a touch louder, just maybe a hair more metallic kind of ting to it at impact, and even on some of the mishits. Just a hair louder than the Triple Diamond, but still really good. I think Callaway has done a really good job with sound and feel on the first Paradyms and with these Paradym AI Smokes. I think they did a really nice job keeping them pretty quiet and with a nice sound and feel. But yeah, I'll give the edge to the Triple Diamond on that. To me, that's probably one of the better sounding drivers this year and one of the better feeling drivers. This one here is very, very close behind it, but just slightly louder. And when you go just a little bit bigger, that's probably what you're getting, is just a little more of that vibration resonating inside the head. Now, this head here is 460 cc's. The Triple Diamond, the standard one, is 450, but this one is 460, so the full 460. But they do play on the same 57-degree lie angle. So they are the two flattest heads in the lineup. If you go to the standard Max, it's 58 degrees, and then the Max D is 60, and the max fast is 59.5. So the triple diamond versions, whether it's the max or the standard, both 57s are the flattest, so they're going to be kind of the most neutral bias out there. At least in these 5, these 2 will be the most neutral bias. But this one here is, designed for, players who probably have some speed, looking for a little bit more forgiveness while still controlling spin. And, with the game getting more athletic and more athletic people playing it, we're seeing clubhead speeds kind of increase. But just because you swing it fast doesn't mean you necessarily hit it straight or are a, scratch player. There can be a lot of players who are, higher handicaps who to swing it fast. So kind of designed around that, where add some forgiveness, keep the spin down, and the launch is a little bit higher than the triple diamond as well. So had this out on the course, and that was the first thing I noticed. First swing, notice launch, definitely higher than triple diamond. I've been talking to a few people. I have not hit it on a monitor yet because I literally got it and took it out to the course. I have not had a chance to hit it and it was nice out, so I'm not hitting on my mat. I'm just out playing. But definitely noticed that the window is different between the two. I've talked to a few people who said they've noticed between 1 and 2 degrees difference between the triple diamond max and the standard triple diamond, with the triple diamond being lower. And I would say I'm probably closer to that 2 degree mark on this. When I hit it, same shaft, I basically took it out with the Diamante WB and hit it there, and definitely a little bit higher window. Definitely noticed it right out of the gate. You didn't need a launch monitor, you could tell. A little higher launch with it, which I don't mind. I don't hit as you guys know, if you listen to this show, I don't hit a high ball. So adding a little bit of launch definitely can help me. But that was the first thing I noticed. And pretty much anywhere on the face you hit it, it launched a little higher. If you kind of low-heeled it, which was kind of my miss for the most part the past 3 days that I've played, that miss there definitely got up a little bit higher, carried a little further for me. And most of my shots, I don't know if you can kind of see if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see kind of the T marks down in the bottom were a little bit more heel biased. That's where I was hitting it a little bit. And I was getting shots that actually went, definitely higher and a little bit straighter than the triple diamond. And I really like the triple diamond. I thought that was probably going to be kind of like a gamer type driver for me. And, who knows? It still could be. But this thing here, a little bit higher launch, no matter where you hit on the face. Even when you hit it on the kind of out in the toe, still a higher launch, but it didn't get crazy high, didn't get crazy out of control, which was nice. I know I have a tendency to kind of, when I do miss it high in the toe, which is less of my miss, you get those kind of high just floaters that kind of hang out there. But the low heel shots actually performed really well. They didn't seem to really overspin. Everything kind of stayed pretty straight. A little bit of a fade to it, but really nothing too crazy. Nothing launched super high out there with too much spin and just ballooned up and died. Everything stayed actually pretty penetrating, which was nice. Shot those couple shots off the toe that I did hit because I got to be an equal opportunity miss. Stayed on line pretty well. I do have to say the amount of toe hook, there was a little bit more draw to them than the triple diamond, but I do have to say it was definitely a much a forgiving head, and it kind of kept those balls definitely in play when other drivers may have pushed those things further towards the woods. And again, when you play Bella Vista, where I usually go play, where I played 36 to this weekend, there is definitely a lot of OB, and there's some a decent. The fairways are wide, you got some rough, but then it's just trees and it's just woods, and a lot of that woods you don't go into to find the ball because it is just lush and full of poison ivy and who knows what, and you just don't usually go in. There's a few spots where you go in to chase it, but when you hit it OB, it's pretty much gone. And hit some of those toe hooks that actually did stay in bounds, which was pretty nice. And it was one of those when you first hit it, you go, oh no, that might not make it. It did. And then dead center shots felt really, really good. Much like the triple diamond, it's soft. You can really feel the ball compress off the face, and the ball just jets off there. Again, a little more metallic sound to it, a little higher pitch compared to the triple diamond. That triple diamond just got that low crack that it goes. This has probably 90% of that, and then just an added little bit of metallic ring through there. But shots on the face really, really straight and definitely long. I mean, just like the triple diamond and all that, definitely long. Spin-wise, I think part of that little bit higher launch. One, this thing launches higher. Two, just got a little bit of spin that'll get that ball up in the air and kind of keep it up there. Again, I'm not a super high ball speed guy. I'm a 150s ball speed guy, and trending towards the lower side of the 150s. So, I'm not looking for a driver that spins 1900 RPM. That ball just doesn't stay in the air for me. I need something that spins a little bit more, and even with the added spin, I was still seeing really boring trajectory out of this. Nothing was rising too much into the wind or anything like that. Cross breezes, the ball stayed pretty straight. Overall, it pretty much produced a pretty straight ball flight. With pretty much anywhere you hit it on the face, for the most part. I mean, again, you're going to see some curvatures you get, on the heel, on the toe, or, if you get kind of my, like, over the top closed face and you smother it left, you're going to get some of that, and that there's no way around it. But I mean, the misses that are slight definitely stay on line really, really well. The big thing I noticed in swinging this, a little easier to turn over, a little bit easier to hit it kind of straight, where the triple diamond, I feel, is straight to slight fade ball flight. This gives you that straight to maybe just fall to the left type ball flight. It's really neutral. As a guy who plays, kind of fights the big hook and plays a draw, I didn't have anything that was like, drawing too much or anything like that. Good balls went straight and had just a little bit of draw to them. I didn't really hit anything too far right. There was like maybe one or two swings that have just like flared it, never released the club, never shut the face, and they kind of hung out right. I felt like that shot came into play more with the triple diamond for me, where on this, I was able to square it up and hit it a little bit straighter overall, no matter where I made contact on the face. That starting line was definitely straighter than with the triple diamond, which was a little bit more erratic because you saw more right of it. With this there, if I kind of, tomahawk down on it with that steep closed face, the starting line was left and the ball was going left, and triple diamond would do the same. But this one here, I had very few shots that kind of started to right of the target. Just very few. It was, I think two. I can think of one on 9, one on 14, and those were kind of it. Where triple diamond, that shot can come into play for me a little more frequently. And it's not bad. That shot doesn't necessarily kill me, especially out there. As long as it's not slicing with that, you're usually fine. And this one here, only having 2 of those is really solid. Like I said, definitely very straight. Spin-wise, didn't notice anything crazy. Again, into the wind. You can tell that the triple diamond, just coming out flatter, and it's just got a flatter apex too. It's just a little more boring. This has a little sharper apex where the ball gets up, and you can kind of see it start to drop a little bit faster. But distance-wise, hit some really, really good drives of this. Some definitely long drives, and some drives that ended up really good that I didn't put a great swings on, that ended up in much better places than I thought they would. I know on the third hole, which is a par 5, and for me, basically a good drive, a mediocre drive, or an absolute crush drive all end up at the bottom of this little ravine, just the way it is. You either have to have more firepower than me to get it up the hill, or you just collect down there. And I think the first shot with this that I hit there, kind of a little bit off the heel, played it down there, and it kind of rolled, and it caught the slope, rolled down to the bottom of the valley. I was exactly where I thought I should, where I usually am. So whether I hit it good or whatever, it's still there. And then on, I think it was like the 5th hole, hit it a little high in the face, a little high, kind of center of the face, and I had no problem. I was going to make it over the marsh, and ended up getting down there and having 80 yards in or something like that. Really, really carried further than I thought. I was in the middle of the fairway where I thought, because you kind of hit it at an angle. It's kind of a dogleg left. You can't see the green from the tee box. You hit it out to a fairway that basically runs, I wouldn't say perpendicular, but it runs at a fairly decent angle. So you basically hit it into the fairway there. And I was actually in the middle of the fairway. I thought I'd be maybe just past the rough there, but no, made it into the fairway pretty easily there. And had a nice little wedge shot in that I promptly left a little bit short. But but no, overall, the shots with this, whether you hit it dead center or when you missed it a little bit, they performed really well. And I think this thing, for as much as Callaway took a while to get this thing to come out, I think it's really going to fit a wider range of golfers than initially anticipated. I think this is, kind of thought of as like a niche little thing. And I think, honestly, for players that need forgiveness, still have high speed, they're going to find this actually to work really, really well. And I think players like myself who are mid-speed, but like the look of a tour club and, like something that's a little more neutral, this will be really good for them. A player that slices it, you can always set the hosel to the draw setting, make it a little more upright, and be able to turn it over even a little faster than the triple diamond. And that's the big thing. I think if you're a player who, fights a slice, you're, a little erratic, you put this thing into draw, you make it more upright, and it's a little easier to turn over already compared to the triple diamond. And I think this helps take away a little bit more right than the triple diamond does for that player who's really high speed, who needs that spin reduction, but also needs the little bit of help. But overall, I think they did a really nice job with this driver. I hit it with the whiteboard. I hit it with the LA Golf DJ series. I hit. What else did I hit it? I think I felt like there was one other shaft that I hit it with. But hit it with 3 different shafts. Worked really well. I actually kind of want to try it with something a little lower launching just to see if that, kind of can get something even, squeak a few more yards out of it. But I really like how it performed and how you get that little bit of forgiveness with that tour shape. I love that it sits a little open because, Callaway heads to my eye always are very neutral. Even like my triple diamond that I have, I feel like it's a little neutral. And then some heads, to me look shut, and this one, definitely looks open. They've got a great shape to it. But overall, the shots low on the face still kept a lot of speed, performed really well. Shots hit high off the face, launched really high, but they actually carried a little bit further than you would expect. And I think overall, this is a really solid head that is definitely worth a shot. If given me the choice between the two, I'm taking this over the triple diamond. I'll gladly take a little bit of launch and a little bit of forgiveness over with that super low spin of the triple diamond. So if you're a player out there and you're kind of, which head would I go for? I think this is a head that if you're looking to take away a little bit of the slicer fade that you hit, you still want to control spin, and you definitely need a little bit of that stability. This head here, if you're just looking to take the left side out, you want the most, you kind of want more fade bias, take away some of the draw, lowest spin, little lower launch, then you go triple diamond. And I think that's the key. And I don't think it matters, handicap-wise between the two. I think you're going to play in a similar range. This will go up a little bit higher. The Triple Diamond Max will go up a little bit higher. But the Triple Diamond, launches lower, spins a little less. The starting line hangs just a little bit right compared to this one. So the Triple Diamond Max, I was a big fan. I'm excited to hit this thing some more. I want to basically put some other shafts in here and try it. I don't know if I found the golden combination yet, but I think there's a few options that I have that should be pretty interesting to hit in this. So we'll definitely be going forward. I think the Triple Diamond for me, I don't know. I just don't know if that goes in the bag now with this one. We'll have to see. And the same thing kind of with the Max. I mean, the Max has been pretty good, but I like the more compact look of this, and I don't feel like I'm giving up a ton of forgiveness compared to that. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I think this definitely could be more my style in the Callaway line compared to the other two. And at first, when I heard it was maybe coming out, whatever, I kind of wrote it off. I was like, well, it's kind of one of those tour parts that doesn't fit me. And I think it does fit me really well. So I'm, that guy who, is clinging on to single digit handicap, who, is keeping his club head speed, over 100, but not by much, and fights that fights the draw. This thing performs really, really well. So the Paradym AI Smoke Triple Diamond Max, I think they did a really nice job with this thing. Definitely, you can go pre-order them now on Callaway's site. They're the same price as every other one there, so $5.99 for this. And they only making them in right hand, unfortunately. I'm sorry, lefties. Only making them in right hand, only making them in 9 and 10.5 degrees of loft. So no 8 degrees, no high lofts, anything like that at the moment. 2 lofts, right hand only, and then the usual, shafts from them. I think the Project X Denali is one of them, blue and black. And then also, you'll have the other options that they have. They have quite a few for, non-upcharged shafts, but the Denali blue is pretty solid. I had that in there as well. And then, like I said, I've tried about 3 shafts in it, and it's performed really, really well. So I got a couple others that we'll give a whirl and see. But I'm really liking this driver a lot. I think it's a really solid option, and again, I got to find kind of the magic touch with it in terms of the right shaft. But I think once that's paired up, it could be an absolute monster. So that is a Triple Diamond. I will definitely get some numbers for it. I just, like I said, haven't had time. I've just gone out and played with it. I've had it on the course, so I don't have any launch monitor numbers to compare the Triple Diamond and that one. But we'll definitely work on doing that here, as I have time. So June's going to be a big travel month for me, so we'll see how it goes. But we'll definitely see how well I can get there and how much time I have to do that. So that is the Callaway Paradym AI Smoke Triple Diamond Max. go to CallawayGolf.com. You can check out more and see all the specs and all that stuff. But definitely worth demoing. If you're thinking about it, go hit it. I think you'll be pretty impressed with it. Have you heard of this company, Olukai? Olukai. It's 2 Hawaiian words that mean comfort and ocean, and their shoes deliver. They are making golf shoes now that are as comfortable as their legendary sandals. Maybe you've seen them on the Bryan Bros or Grant Horvat. Take it from us, you will never want to take them off. Available in both men's and women's. Waterproof leather and sporty styles. Spikeless. Get a pair now at Olukai.com. Definitely check them out. I'm a huge sandal guy. I was wearing Olukais all weekend because down at the beach hanging out. So, so we've had some good. So the second half of my shows is kind of just some tinkering, what I've been doing, what I've been hitting, what I like, what I've noticed. But I've had some rough weeks in the league, have some good weeks. Things have started to turn around. I shot I shot 39 and then a 40, and then last week I shot 34, so 1 under, had 3 birdies, 2 bogeys, and came in 1 under, and played really, really well. Hit the ball solid, pretty much. I putted lights out. The past 2 weeks I putted really, really well. Actually, kind of the past 3 weeks I putted really well. And putted well and hit the irons really well, drove it pretty good. And the only thing that I didn't really have going was I didn't hit the wedges great. I didn't hit it close, but I was putting well enough to make up for that, so that worked. So last week, iron-wise, I hit the irons really well. I just got a set of Adele SMS Pro, a combo set. Got those built up, and I hit those really well. So I've got SMS 456, and then 7 through pitching wedge is the SMS Pro. Really, really nice irons. If you haven't messed with those, I did a review on both of them when they first came out, but I just had 7 irons and was just hitting those, and I've hit them really well, and I got the rest of the set. So they've got 3 movable weights that you can kind of adjust for more feel than bias. So if you move the heavy weight into the heel, you're not necessarily creating a draw bias club. You're kind of changing the feel of the club, and moving into 1 of 3 spots just kind of helps with that CG placement and kind of how it feels throughout, how it moves through the swing. And one of those is going to create a better feel that you're going to swing better and hit it further and closer and all that. So had those out there, hit those really well. I think the only poor shot I hit the whole day was my kind of T-ball on 14. I hit a little flare to the right that ended up being okay. I was actually in the rough, just sitting there, and then I misjudged the wind, and I pulled. I thought the wind was going a little bit more across when it was going downwind, and I hit 9 iron instead of pitching wedge, and kind of one hopped it over the green. But ended up getting that thing up, and I made bogey there. But I hit a 6 iron on the hole before that. That was a par 3 just dead into the wind, and hit a 6 iron that was just never left the left side of the flag, and actually hit and spun back some. So just hit some really good shots with those. And that was the first kind of iron play that I've played, hit well out there. That's the one thing I've struggled with in league, is just hitting irons well, but I hit those well. Putter was hot. And it was hot that day. And I putted really well the next day, Friday, when I played. And I was using the Spider Tour X Proto, or the TaylorMade Spider Tour X Proto, the one with the milled face. I've got an LA Golf shaft. I just ripped the grip off it, put on a Pistol Superstroke 1, or a Superstroke Pistol 1.0, and I putted really well with that one there. I basically on Thursday, I got to 18, or the 18th hole or 9th hole, and I basically needed a par to shoot 1 under, and I kind of flared my drive a little bit. It was a little bit right. I was fine. And then I yanked a 7 iron, and it just hit the green, bounced left, and I was just over the green, and I just hit a garbage wedge shot that just made it onto the green, and I was, pin high, but I was 15 feet away, and I think part of this putting really well has been using that alignment, and I lined up that putt, and I drained that one, and kept myself 1 under. So I made a probably an equivalent putt on 1, pin high and 2, 15 feet away, drained that for birdie, and then did the same thing on 18 to save par and keep myself 1 under, which was pretty cool. But putters has been really good. I mean, I used my Mez 1, my Lab Mez 1 the week before, and literally I shot 40, and I putted absolutely amazing. If I could have hit the ball anywhere near the green, I would have definitely been under 40, but I hit the ball awful with the irons, but man, I putt and saved my butt putting. So that was great. And so the putter has been rolling really well, whether it's been the Mez, been the Spider. Those two have been going really, really well. I putted pretty well with the Ping PLD. I know I got to review that one, but putted pretty well with that. And then honestly, I putted pretty well with the Adela Ray F2. So putting's been pretty good. My iron play just been a struggle. Like I said, I hit the irons well last week. The week before, I had the TaylorMade P770s out, and I just couldn't hit a green to save my life. And then the week before that, I don't remember what I had out, but I hit them a little better, but I didn't, but the irons have been kind of holding me back. That's been the one struggle. I've been a little bit, been kind of yanking shots, getting over the top, getting steep, hitting balls left, and just missing greens left or missing my target left. So, those have been a struggle. And then wedges, it depends. I've hit some good wedge days. Last week wasn't a great wedge day. I hit a few good ones, but overall I was probably mediocre, and then drove it actually really solid last week. I had the PXG Black Ops, the Tour 1, the small head, the like super low spin one, and I put what did I put in there? Oh, it was Denali Blue. I put Denali Blue in that thing, and I actually hit it pretty good. The first hole, hit it low off the face, and it was just like a burner, just a screamer down there. But it got down pretty decently far, and hit a wedge just pin high, and then I actually made birdie, and then hit a great one or a pretty good one on the par 5. Good, nice big draw on the par 5. Left me pretty short in. I don't remember what I had, but it was like a long iron. I think I had 4 iron there, and I came up just short. It was just into the wind a little, and then I hit driver on 16. And that one was hit okay. That one was hit okay, just a little bit left. And then 17, I nuked one right down the middle. That actually, it's a super short hole. It's like 300 and some yards, and I rolled it up to the kind of the front. Right as the green starts to elevate, ran it right up there to like the little bit of fairway that was right in front there, and just had a little chip shot on and made birdie. So played really well there, hit that well. Driver has been decent. I've actually started to hit driver pretty well. I haven't had too many bad driving days. The 3 woods have been pretty good. The fairway woods, I haven't been hitting them a lot. Like last week, I took out the sub 70 Pro V2 4 wood, and I never pulled it out of the bag. I never needed to hit it for anything. So I just, it stayed in the bag for the whole round, unfortunately. I never hit that. The Ping 7 wood has taken the lead over the Paradym Triple Diamond. It's so easy to hit. It just goes high. It's easy. You can hit it off the deck real easy. You can hit it off the tee okay. But it's just really, really solid there. So that's done really well. I've been really impressed with that. And then, like I said, wedge-wise, I've hit the SM10s really well. And then, I've kind of put a hodgepodge of other stuff in the bag that have been kind of a little bit hit or miss. So I might need to stick with those and see. But iron-wise, I hit the Adels really well. I've hit my T150s pretty good every time I've taken those out. And then I even actually hit the I-230s with the Axioms pretty well. I know I struggled with those a little bit, but I hit those really well the last time I went out, and those were really solid also. So, been hitting some stuff really well. The other thing that I've been super impressed with, I took the Mizuno ST Max driver out, and I'd hit the STs before, but not the Max, and I finally took the Max out and hit that thing. And I tell you what, with all the other 10K stuff out there and all that, it is a really, really solid option. I hit some drives that just nowhere near center that ended up being so much better than I thought. And I think people always ask, Mizuno Woods, can they hang with the big boys? They can. I mean, this ST Max is really solid. I was really impressed with how straight it is, how far it goes on those mishits. The face is, the sweet spot seems to be pretty darn big, and it just overall performs really, really well. So that thing's been a surprise. I'm definitely excited to kind of put some other shafts in there. The one downside, and I brought this up to Mizuno once on a call, I was talking to Vishal, and I was like, dude, getting the screws out of your heads is so difficult. They're in there with like a little, I don't know if it's a plastic washer or what it is, but getting the screws out is a pain to get out to put the all-fit screw in. And he was like, yeah, he's like, he knew, he's like, yep, it is. It's tough to get those out. And so, but I'm going to get it out. I'm going to pull it out of there because I want to hit some other shafts in that thing and see how it goes. Yeah, but it was, that thing's a really, really good head. So I'm excited to hit that some more. As I just said, the Triple Diamond Max, as I just reviewed, I think that's going to be, a run. And then honestly, I mean, that new Dark Speed X, I hit that thing really good too. So I need to take that out again as well. driver-wise, just everything's so good. I mean, the QI10's been solid. So, I mean, it's just, yeah, there's so many good drivers. But, yeah, I've got a lot of things still to hit. But those have been going well. I've still got to shaft up a few things. I've still got the BGT Red Zone iron wedge shafts I got to install. I got to get those in there. And then the Blueprint S's, I think I'm going to reshaft. I think I'm going to pull the Dart V's out of the Vegas and put them in the Blueprint S's and see how those go. And then, yeah, we'll just see what else goes on. But got a lot of things to mess with putter-wise. You know, like I said, have the Mez is rolling well. I got to take I took the DF out on Friday and putted pretty well with it. And then, you know, got to see here. I got to take the PLD out again, and maybe take. I've got the Adele B2, the blade, so got to take those out and mess with those as well. So still got some putters to go with, and yeah, we still got a few things to hit. But debating trying to put the what's in the bag together for this week. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna film that in a minute. If you go to Golf 3X's YouTube, you can see every week I put up the what's in the bag for the week, and we'll see what it is this week. I don't know. I haven't narrowed it down 100% yet, but I've got a few ideas of what might go in the bag. So that's all I've got for the episode today. I know I just kind of rambled on at the end, but hey, you know, I like just talking about just messing stuff that I liked and all that. But anyway, that's all I've got. Hopefully we'll play well today. And then, yeah, we got a big weekend, and then I start traveling. So got a cool thing coming up early next week. I'll let you guys know more about that. If you hang out on Golf, you're actually going to see what it is. It's going to be pretty cool. And then, yeah, I travel again later in the month. So it's going to be a busy month. I got 3 trips planned for this month. So it's going to be a wild one. But anyway, hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Play some golf. Please, if you're listening, wherever you're listening on this, subscribe, like, whatever. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, like. That'd be awesome. And then also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, @ClubJunkiePod. We did a great little Q&A today. Answered a lot of questions. It was a whole lot of fun. So we'll keep doing those things in the future as well. So have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. And just remember, outperform your best. Check out the Pro V1, Pro V1X, and Pro V1X Left Dash at Titleist.com. And have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.